So good morning, everyone here present at our Malleota Center, but those online and those who will be watching this. Good morning to our Foolishness of Preaching seminar that's being sponsored by the Scriptorium Project. And I want to begin by inviting Father Eugen Pentiuc, one of the co-directors, to talk about the Scriptorium Project, followed by Dr. James Skedros, and then we'll begin our program. So please.
Thank you, Father Luke. Thank you, the participants. Actually, Father Barnabas and Saint Nicholas, I wanted to say, Father Nicholas, And we have here also the chair of the Presbyter Council, Father Orphanakos, and students and former parishioner, and friends. So we are not so many, but it's so nice when you see. Sometimes it's a benefit of not being so many because we can treat each other like friends, and it's a more, relaxed atmosphere, and we can actually have the workshop. I'll not call this a conference. I'll call the workshop because that was in my imagination. How we learn, from one another, from the priests coming from their duty day by day, Sunday by Sunday, and Father, even though he's a professor here, he has also a full-time job in a parish. So how we learn from the parish priest, if you like, and how the parish priest can learn from us. I'm a clergy too, but I am a substitute priest only from Sunday to Sunday, and also professor. So a few words about the Scriptorium. Scriptorium, we are blessed 2 years ago in 2023 by Lilly Endowment with a beautiful grant for the establishment of the Scriptorium initiative at Holy Cross. We call it at Holy Cross all the time because we don't want to separate ourselves from the school. This is a branch, or this is an arm, educational arm of the Holy Cross. And we started, right now we have like every week 2 podcasts actually, Father George Parsenius and myself, every week we are working on podcasting. So what is this initiative, the Scriptorium initiative? It's like bringing the education, the theological education beyond the seminary. When I was younger, and you guys also, we had another means to go to the parishes, the bookstore. Holy Cross bookstore, and you go there and you find good books, popularization books, not necessarily Acadian like one of my books that I published, but something more digestible, and you find in the bookstores, the Holy Cross. Right now we live in a digital era that you see, we don't have so many people here, but there are people actually online watching us, so we have to accommodate ourselves. And how can we be helpful to the parishes, to the faithful, and to the priest out there, but just using these digital methods. So that's why we started actually having 2 podcasts, a webinar by Father Zimaris on different feast days of the church. We started last year to have what Father actually Nicholas will talk today about the Sundays of the Lent reflections done by our faculty, and we rebroadcast this year. Also, we had myself and Jim Skedros, actually a webinar over the Holy Week, explaining the Holy Week days, from a historical and theological point of view. So this is the first phase of the Scriptorium. Is right now. At the end of this week, we're going to have a robust website, the Scriptorium initiative, done after so many months that we work with these guys. And then every faculty member will have a corner and will develop so-called the continuing education, because the next phase of the Scriptorium will be the continuing education. That's why I said that Scriptorium is an arm, educational arm at the Holy Cross, because Holy Cross School of Theology will start the continuing education the fall, God willingly, for two categories of people, faithful and clergy, for refreshing the theological, if you like, experience and enjoyment. So it'll be two types of classes, master classes. So now recently we received another little grant from Lily, $50,000 only, just for assessing, evaluating the possibility of establishing for the first time a professional studio here at Holy Cross. Phase 2 of this grant will be by May 15. The deadline will be for $1 million, starting actually working on this studio here on campus to create beautifully done master classes, like I said, part of the continuing education. So lots of good stuff. I take pride. This is my baby. And actually, I conceived this baby together with my partner here, not to be misunderstood, Jim Skedros, actually, who worked on this proposal with me. So what we have today is the first time, if you like, a hybrid type of offering from the part of the faculty of Holy Cross through this scriptorium to have this conference or workshop in both ways, in person and online. So I pass the baton now to Jim for further information.
Thank you, Father Eugene. I'll be really quick. Just two observations here, and to build off of what Father Eugene said. First of all, a big thank you to Father Luke. Father Luke Veronis has been preaching here for many, many years. He's been on faculty. He's a graduate of our school, as are our two speakers today, presenters. And Father Luke and our two presenters, about whom I will say something briefly, really reflect what we do here at Holy Cross. And they also reflect another critical element of this scriptorium, and that is preaching. So Lily had sent out requests for proposals. What they were interested in is certainly education, but also compelling preaching. Preaching in the Orthodox Church is critical to what we do, but oftentimes it gets pushed off to the side because we're such a liturgical church. But we have Father Eugene, I should say, 4 clergymen, right? And Father Peter, 5 clergymen here that reflect the critical role that preaching has in the life of the church. So Father Luke, we thank you on behalf of the faculty and all your work that you do as a faculty and for putting this and organizing this. Thank you. To our speakers, Father Nick and Father Barnabas, both are graduates of the school. Father Eugene and I have had them as students. We have followed their trajectory. We've participated and shared in at certain points in their own ministry from afar, watched it, and as we do with Father Luke as well. I can't say that for Father Peter because I think we're about, I don't know if we were around. I think, were you a student when I was, maybe at the very end of your time here. But we followed your career, and career is wrong, her ministry. And we're just grateful that you've taken the time to come up here to the seminary, to your alma mater, and to provide us, our students, but also those watching, with some thoughts and resources on how we can improve preaching in the Orthodox Church, to make preaching a compelling experience, not only for the preacher, but more importantly, for those that are listening. So thank you very, very much. Father Luke, we turn it over to you, but again, on behalf of Father Eugene, the faculty of Holy Cross, we thank you, and for the scriptorium as well. Thank you for your work here for today.